Good morning, everybody. How we doing today? So today is Monday. Happy Monday. I wanted to start off by reading real quick some proverbs. So here we go, guys. He who corrects a marker gains insults, and he who reprimands an evildoer receives abuse. Do not rebuke the marker lest he hate you, but counsel the wise who will be grateful. Give to the wise man, and he will become wiser each day. Teach the upright man, and he will increase his wisdom. And that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. You see, when I started, I honestly, I felt so unqualified. I felt the calling. I felt the need to get behind camera. I felt the need to spread the message. It was a desire. It was something God put in me. And why did he put it in me? It was because how he changed my life. And I just wanted to share it because so many people may need to hear it. And so many people will like literally change their life based on your testimony as well, you know? And this is some of the notes I took yesterday, but it's so great because when I heard it, I was like, wow, it made so much sense to me because I'm not like I'm not. I would never imagine. I always tell you guys this: me to get behind the camera and me to be speaking on any of this. I honestly was like against this, but when God calls you, He calls you, and when you have like a humble heart and you basically like you pass a couple tests. So here we go, guys. God doesn't call the qualified; He calls the unqualified and qualifies him. So that's very very strong. Like it is true. Like he does not look like, honestly he wouldn't look for like, how do I say this? I mean the only best way to say it is that I was definitely unqualified for the task, but I listened, and over time I started to get better at speaking, at getting behind camera, at being a little bit more confident and more confident each day that went by, and each like time that I did it without even feeling like doing it. And how many of us are like that, that when we start something, we start because we get a burst of motivation to do it, but then as we're walking it and the days go by, and it's just like sometimes you just don't feel like it. And sometimes those are the days that really do matter. And I used to hear this a lot, but I understand it. Why? Because those are the days that it's creating your identity. It's basically, even though the videos aren't the best, even though the workout isn't the best workout, but you're creating an identity, casting votes for the person that you are becoming versus the person that you were. And it's really about like not looking back, looking forward. And there's this story in the Bible where God was burning, he was burning a whole city down because there was so much sin. Like the people, he sent angels and the people tried to rape the angels. Like that's how bad it was. And he chose a family to get out of the city. And it was Lot and his family. He had two daughters, I believe, and his wife. As they were leaving, his wife looked back. And upon looking back, she turned into a stone of salt. And if you guys know, back in the day, they didn't have fridges, right? So they would add salt to the meat to preserve the meat. So when she turned around and she turned into a statue of salt, basically, what is that? What is the message right there? The message right there is that God gives you an opportunity for a new life. He calls you. Maybe it's behind this message. Maybe it's with somebody, somebody in your life that he's calling you to like leave your old life behind. But this is the thing. He gives you the opportunity. But if you're leaving and you decide to look back at that old life, you preserve it. That's the message. Don't look back at your old life, but face forward and always move like towards the light, like towards God, towards righteousness, towards like doing what's right. How do you know what's right? It's pretty simple, guys. God left the 10 Commandments for a reason. We follow the 10 Commandments, and it's like the proverb said right now. If you if you try to teach somebody that's an evildoer or something like that, they basically they get all. I mean, they don't want to hear it, you know. So this message isn't for the people that don't want to hear it. This message is honestly for the people that are been waiting to hear it. For the wise people, for the people that want to get wiser. This message is for you. You see, this should give you a sense of relief. Is that he doesn't. He doesn't call the qualified. So if you if you believe you're not qualified, this is for you. He calls the unqualified and then he qualifies you. He makes you great. He makes you better. You just have to believe. You just have to take a leap of faith. You know? He says the first shall be last and the last will be first. If you want to be used by God, you must have a heart of service and obeying. You see, when you get when I get the calling to, leave the message, and I refuse to obey, then I don't have a heart of serving anymore. Because the reason I do these videos is for you guys, for me, to impact. To impact and to serve God, because that's what He calls me to do, and that's what we do. So, why does God allow me to see what I see? This question, I wrote it down yesterday because I asked myself that, like, why does God allow me to see what I see? See, sometimes I jump on social media real quick to see what's, just to see how the world is real quick. And I start to see, like, how there's a lot of double-mindedness, There's a lot of like trying to serve the good and the bad at the same time. And the message right there is that you can't serve the good and the bad. You can't serve two masters. You can only serve one. So you must decide which one you're going to serve. You get that decision every day. Today, you get to decide which one am I serving today. So that's one of the messages there. Test 1 is service. Test 2 is hiding you to protect you. So sometimes it's like when we want that blessing so bad, but like we don't get it as fast as we want it. And why not? It's because sometimes we're not ready for it. Like right now, when I started, I didn't have much but like 8 viewers. And my videos were like bad. But I was practicing every day. I think right now we're like at 200 viewers. And honestly, like how do I say it? It's like he was hiding me in the beginning because he was processing basically like my process, like I had to get better before he gave me more. So it's like, take care of the small and then you'll be like rewarded with more. But one of the reasons why we don't get that blessing, just don't feel discouraged because somebody your age is farther ahead of you than you. Or don't ever fall into the trap of comparison, of comparing yourself to others. You are exactly where you need to be right now. You are not behind. You are not ahead. You're exactly where you need to be. So don't feel discouraged because you're probably like 40, 50 and you say, hey, you know what, somebody is ahead of. Don't do that. Don't fall into the trap of comparison, because that's one of the devil's tools. I know I am exactly where I need to be. I had to go with what I went through, so in order I can be here right now and to speak what I'm speaking. And I'm only gonna get better. But it's with time. And God can switch everything up from one day to another. God can have me right now where I'm at, and then tomorrow have me somewhere else. That's the beautiful thing about God, is that don't ever get discouraged about not being where you thought or you think you're supposed to be. Just like take a deep breath in and release it and sense the peace of being exactly where you're supposed to be. I just want to drop that message out with you guys real quick, because there's more. I'm going to make another part to this, but honest truth is that don't feel bad. You are where you're supposed to be. You can't serve two masters, and you can't look back at your old life and judge yourself from that You know, you have to speak to your higher self. Coach tells me this a lot, you know. You have to speak to your higher self. How would you speak to the person you want to become? You know? You have to look at yourself as being more and stop judging yourself for your past. Your past does not define you. What defines you is the actions that you take every day to become. First, you start off, you got to stop using the word trying. I'm trying to be better. That's one thing I hear a lot. I used to say that too. Oh, I'm trying. And that's why I never really did much, because trying was a word that leaves a little bit of room for an excuse. For, you know what, I tried. It didn't work out for me. No, it's a decision. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to go to the gym. You put it out in the word with your words, and then you bring it into the life by what? By keeping your word to yourself. So yeah, that's what I think, you know, that honestly, that's not what that's what the message is. Sorry, I got a little distracted. I had a call. Shouldn't be with my phone right in front of me, huh? But that's the message, guys. Don't look back, because if you look back, you're gonna keep your old life. But don't be like disencouraged either. And remember that God calls the unqualified, and then He qualifies you. Have a great Monday, guys. That's a great message. It really is. Like, honestly, I'm going to be like meditating on that all day, because that's beautiful. All right, guys. Happy Monday.